In this tutorial, we're going to show how to export analysis values. In a previous tutorial, we measured the movement of the tongue tip and the movement of the tongue root along these orange and pink fiducial measurement splines. And we plotted the values in time, and then we smoothed those values to remove any error in the tongue tracking estimate. So to export them, we go into File and Export, and then Data. And the first thing we need to do is to select a file to export the data into. This will be a tabbed ASCII file, which can then be loaded into Excel. So it's probably a good idea to pop this into your My Documents folder or some area that's specially set up to store your results. And we'll just call this tip root measures, and we can see that file name here. Now, so next thing we want to do is to select what we're going to export. So in this case, we'll export some annotations. Now this is all of the annotations for all of the clients and all of the recordings. We don't want to do that in this case. So we change the filter. And we're going to filter on annotation, and we want to just select the S annotations. And we'll just do it for the current recording and for the current client. And we can see we've got 4 examples of S. Now, if we look actually in the data, we can see these have a start and stop time, so these are segment annotations. What we can do is, in the rows option, we can decide to plot all of the points, all of the frames in those regions, or we do that by selecting all ultrasonic frames, or quite often we just want a single point measured in each segment. And that could be the first point or the last point, or it could be the midpoint, or in fact you can pick the maximum or minimum value of the thing that you're interested in this case the root distance or the tip distance. For simplicity in this case, we will just select midpoint. And then finally we need to select what items we're going to export. So we'll export the client name, and then we will export the date and time of recording and the time of the sample within the recording. And we want probably to export the annotation, what's the label, okay, and then the analysis values that we're interested in. So this is the tip distance smoothed and the root distance smoothed. Okay, and just to make it a little bit clear, in the rows setting, you can add column headings just to make it clear what you're actually exporting. So now that we've done all that, we can click the Execute button to export. This can take a little bit of time, especially if you're hunting through lots and lots of recordings. But here we've got a preview of what we've recorded. So we've got the 4 S annotations and the midpoints. These are the times within the recording. And we can see the values for the tip distance and for the root distance in millimeters. And once we save this, this will be stored in this file here, tiprootmeasures.txt, and can be loaded into Excel.